record. Okay, well, thank you guys for coming on the call tonight. It's been a while since I've actually done a team call, so I'm very excited to get back to it and get back down to what this business is really about. It's about relationships and creating them and cultivating them and keeping them. And so I just wanted to thank you all actually for coming to Summit. I know what it takes to get somewhere, having to make plans for kids and money. Yes, son. Can you give me a moment, please? Please, can you give me a moment? Okay, thank you. So I know what it takes to get there. Myself, Alex and I have 2 boys, so we had to find someone to watch them and the dog, but it was really well worth it because really Summit is one of the yearly things that is a total game changer for a lot of people in the business. They really see how this team comes together and the camaraderie that can be created. In a second, I want you guys to just speak a little bit, if you don't mind, about your experience at Summit, and you can be honest for sure. Speak from the heart and what it meant to you to be at Summit. And I know you guys are probably wondering, okay, what's next? You guys are all excited. You've come back from Summit. Like me, when I came back, I was like, okay, I'm all excited. Now what do I do? And basically, you keep inspiring people and running challenge groups every month. Make sure you are holding a challenge group every single month and try to have a minimum of challengers in the group. And go for the top. And, don't get upset if you don't get as many people as you want in there, but just say hi. Yep. Goes high. And there we go. Now we're muted. Okay. Usually, Alex, are you muted?
I think so. Am I? Can you hear me?
I do. Okay, there we go. I got it muted. Getting your challenge groups up and running every month. A really simple way to have your challenge groups run is having them into Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a third-party program that you input all the posts before the challenge group, and it automatically posts at the time of day that you want it to. And that makes for simplicity, and it makes it, on time with all the posts. And just make sure that you are actually in there commenting on the posts and interacting with all your challengers, because sometimes it can be you get automatically like, oh, it's going to post, then you forget about it, and then a couple days pass, or like a day or so, and you're like, oh no, I didn't go into my challenge group. So make sure you are checking in on your challengers. So you got your challenge groups every month. Showing up to team calls every single time that you can. It's vital. Be in the product of the product, doing all your 3 vitals, your personal development, inviting to your challenge groups, posting on Facebook. If you guys need any help at all with any of this, don't be afraid to ask your upline coach or anybody. Doesn't matter. Your close friends with a coach, me. Just reach out and get a better idea. We're here as a team to work together. We are in business for ourselves, but we're not. We have a team of coaches that are here willing and ready to help you with anything that you need. And it doesn't mean you're not going to be doing the legwork. You do have to work hard at this. And I guess it's not hard. It's smart and just putting the legwork in. And I forget what they said at Summit. Be resourceful and use your resources. I know when I first started as a coach, Shay didn't really have to guide me as much in the business area because I was always the one Googling everything. I checked the frequently asked questions. You know, it was very important to me that I did the research, I did the legwork, and you really find you retain the information a lot better when you're doing the research. But that doesn't mean you cannot reach out to people to get questions answered that you just don't know. And work with a set of coaches that you get along with and that you bond with. And it doesn't necessarily have to be on your team. And I found that you're not going to click with every single person on your team. That's okay. But reach out to people who you think that you're going to click with and get some ideas from them. I think it's really important to be able to step outside the box and get ideas from a whole slew of coaches and then find out what works for you. Because not everything works. What will work for one person is not necessarily going to work for you. So be open to getting all kinds of suggestions. There's a couple of different platforms that people use, and I know you guys know Instagram and Facebook. I heard Shalene, I think it was Shalene, I'm not sure when it was, but you know, pick a platform and learn it and understand it. Don't be all over the place and not really truly understand all of them. I think it's important to be able to dive into one platform, learn it really well, and then expand from there, because you're kind of spreading yourself thin when you're trying to learn all these things at once and you get overwhelmed. And that's the last thing that you really want, is being overwhelmed, because this is a fun business, and you make the atmosphere for sure. I wanted to get your guys' take on Summit. So whoever wants to unmute themselves, who wants to talk first, go ahead. Anybody? Nobody wants to go first? I will pick one. Okay, Dahlia. Yay!
Okay, I'll speak about Summit. For me, I had a few aha moments where I had to sit and think about and get back to my why. And like Simon Sinek being a keynote speaker was really important for me because I kind of lost my why along the way, or I forgot about it. And I think your why does change, but I really feel like I had, over the last year, a lot of ups and downs. And just wait. And so going back to my why was really helpful. And then also going back to the basics, because like you were just alluding to, owning a platform and not being all over. I've been really all over and not knowing where to start, or what to do and what to own, and trying to do something and everything. And I wrote myself a note during one of the workshops, was going back to the basics, you know, the 3 vital behaviors, reaching out to people. You know, I've always been a product of the product since I started this 13 months ago, but, you know, the personal development I've done pretty good with, but it's that reaching out and following up. That's been my struggle, is that failing forward, and the, you know, no doesn't mean no, it just means not right now. So those were my big takeaways from Summit.
I think those are great, for sure. You know, if you write down your fears and what's the worst, just take the worst scenario that could possibly happen if you message somebody. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to say no, or they're going to block you, or maybe unfriend you. But what's the best that could happen? They could say yes. You know, and going through Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? It can give you, like, you can start actually laughing about these fears that we've made up in our head. I was talking to Dahlia earlier, and I was saying to her that we don't have actual fears now. Cavemen had fears. They were running from animals. They're fearful for their lives. And so, you know, we don't have that real fear these days. Hold on just a moment. Okay. Yes. And so we basically conjure up these fears in our heads of, you know, I don't know, people are going to say no, they're not going to like me or whatnot. So it's really good to have a comparison of what real fear is to maybe just, you know, what you're feeling now. And when I've been in Benchmark, which is a company that is personal development. Hold on just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I think having a comparison of what real fear is, and I was at Benchmark. Now I don't remember what I was saying, but anyway, we just have these made-up fears, and basically just pushing past those. And it's real important to just that's what I was going to say. You're going to feel these things. There's no sense of saying I shouldn't be feeling this. I shouldn't be feeling scared. Or shouldn't be feeling this or that. Say, okay, this feeling is coming. I'm feeling it. You know, I might be scared a little bit. It's going to pass. I'm going to do whatever I need to do, and I'm going to move on. Because I think so many times in life we push those feelings away that, oh, we shouldn't feel this way. We're human. We're emotional, and we feel those emotions. Does that make sense? So that's my little take on that. But thank you, Shayna, for sharing that. All right, who's next?
I think that my biggest takeaways were the you need to develop thick skin in this business, because I think that although we're not in the selling business, you know, you come across as that's what you want to do. You want to sell so you can make money. And I think that that's what my biggest challenge has been. You know, trying to live out my passion, which is health and fitness. And I was talking to you about this today, you know, and how as a trainer and I've had, you know, a really hard time, and, you know, trying to mesh those two together, you know, being a trainer and being a Beachbody coach. And at Summit, it was so awesome to see so many trainers you know, that are Beachbody coaches, you know, that I could relate to, that I could like, oh my gosh, you know, it's awesome. I'm not by myself. You know, you get it. You get my journey and what I'm going through. And it was great. And I think that the other takeaway out of all the things, because there was so much at Summit, I feel like my head is just like, poof, with all of the information. But I think perception was like a huge word for me. And I think that my perception is different from everybody else's. And I need to remember that. You know, this is just your perception. You need to be strong enough to speak and say, this is what I see. This is how I feel, and own up. You know, to how is it, whatever it may be, because you could be wrong, you know, or you could be right, or, you know, halfway, who knows, you know. So those were my two. And and also the fact that there were so many couples, so many husband and wives team. To me, that was amazing. It was amazing to see that. I'm going back next year. It was great.
I love that. I love that so much. I'm so excited that hopefully, like next year, I totally want to have a team get together for a Team True Blue. Like I totally want that. And so it just makes me so excited that you're going to be there next year too. Thank you so much for sharing.
Well, can I
All right,
try
who's
to
next? Who do you think's next?
Him.
Alan?
Yeah.
You're up, Alan.
Sure. Okay. Summit to me was an eye opener. I didn't know what to expect. It was brand new for me from truly getting there. And honestly, it was an excellent adventure. People like Amber and I got to actually meet and talk and spend some time together. So it was great to connect with the team, and not just our team, but outside of our team as well. Some of the keynote speakers, Simon and Dewitt, phenomenal inspiration. Great talks. My next steps are truly to embrace, it was a 14-hour drive for my wife and I to get back home, and we just took turns taking notes about what our next steps are. So it was really cool to sit there and go, okay, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And now it's just a matter of executing on those. And we're starting that process. So it was a really good experience. Tickets are already bought for next year, so it'll be, we're there. So.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I'm excited that your wife is in this too. Having my husband there for the first time, I think it was just amazing because that's the one person you want to share everything with and connect with and have that bond with, and like Shayna, your husband was there too. And it was just like, it's fantastic, all these power couples, and it totally, for me, I think changes the whole atmosphere when I had him by my side. So it was awesome. So I'm so glad you made it out there. And I'm excited to see you again. It's been a while since Alan used to be on the Zoom calls when I was doing them. Last year, I think it was? I think it's been a year. So I'm excited for what the future lies with everybody, and just creating this real team atmosphere. So I'm very excited. Yay!
Daddy.
Oh, you want Daddy next?
Yes.
Okay. Daddy next. Here, there you go.
All right. What I got out of it is mostly I need to be consistent, do the basics, and follow all of the tools that we have in Coach Basics that I kind of sort of started before and never followed through, and kind of sort of did some invites and kind of, so I need to treat it like a business and actually follow through, learn the ingredients, do the basics, invite, and so on and so forth. All of the things that we're supposed to do that I heard over and over, and I've heard it before. And, well, everybody said we're not special. We just followed through. And I'm sure, it does work. It does work, and the product is good. So I'll do that and help some people along the way.
Yep, I guess what it is. Do what works, right? Do what's been proven. Well, thank you for sharing. Okay.
Thank you, Dad, for sharing.
You're welcome.
Amber or Monica? Who wants to go next?
Monica.
I'll go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, go ahead.
That was funny. We both wanted to talk at the same time. My takeaways kind of echo what everybody else is kind of talking about. I think just the ability to all come together in one location and just have that ability to kind of see everybody face to face, go to the workshops together, get to know each other a little bit better. I agree completely about the guest speakers. I think they were just absolutely phenomenal. I already follow Simon Simonek, so it was just kind of great to get that perspective again, of what he always has to talk about. It's kind of funny, like how he just goes into different processes of like how, you know, we communicate with people and how we're like attached to our phone. And there's just like all these amazing takeaways from that one. But the biggest one was, for me personally, was DeWitt. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like he's this famous photographer. What is he really gonna share with us? Not that I had any doubt, but it was like, wow, what is he gonna share with us? And it was just amazing how he just kind of was able to articulate so much in a way where he just kind of captivated the audience. The biggest one I remember was he was taking pictures of a field. His job was to go take a picture of this field of all the dandelions, I think it was. And he really wasn't feeling it. Like when he was looking out on the dandelions, he's like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then he decided to come back the next day and like all the dandelions are gone. For those of you that don't know, he's a photographer with National Geographic. But going back to what Dahlia said, and just perspective, like even if you just keep trying, like keep just trying to take pictures and then change your perspective and then do something else. And then all of a sudden like, oh, there's a great thing. And I think the phrase he said was like, always look for the next right thing. So just keep going and keep growing and keep going. So sometimes I need that reminder. And at that point, I definitely needed that. Another person that really kind of impacted me was Tracy Morrow. She's a founding coach, and she expressed how she had like some really tough times in her personal life. And I think I kind of go through that too. I kind of have bad days like a lot of us, obviously, we're human. But I think at some point in the last year, I kind of turned that around in a negative way and was thinking, well, you know, if I don't feel like it that day, that's got to mean like something bad, you know, like, well, maybe I'm not all into this. Like, why aren't I motivated? Blah, 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 blah. And she kind of said she went through some like really tough times. Like she was very vulnerable, and she talked about thyroid cancer and like having her kids in like 2 separate hospitals. Like some really serious stuff had happened to her, and she would have to just kind of like wipe off her tears and get on a team call. And she said it's not like she felt like she was fake. It was one of those things where she had to internalize the fact that she always had the passion, and that can come out in the call even though all of this other stuff is going on. And that was like a huge aha moment for me. I was like, yeah, I still have this passion. I still love the products. I still have faith in this business. I'm like, it doesn't matter if I have a bad day or something's going on and I don't feel motivated that day. I still need to do it because it's a job. It's my job. It's my business. I need to show up every single day. So that was huge for me. That was like a huge turning point. So I see Kelly going, woo woo. Because I struggled with that a lot. So it's kind of like that affirmation, like, yeah, we all go through it. It's okay, you know, but you still got to show up. You still got to do the work. So I was like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. I think that's happened so much with me. I felt like I had these things going on in my life and I just couldn't show up. And then I started questioning myself. Do I really like Beachbody? I'm feeling really crappy today. I feel really upset about this or that. And it's like, no, I have passion for this. I love what I do. I love the products and the people that has been brought into my life. And just like you said, Monica, when she said that, I was like, I totally got that. I'm like, I don't have to question myself anymore about this company. I don't have to question it. I have a bad day, I push it aside, I get back to what I'm doing, and it always pops me out of it, always. Because it's just, I mean, how can it not, you know? So thank you so much for sharing. And it was funny when, just before you started talking about that, I was like, oh, I got to mention that. And I'm like, oh, Mike, I did. So thank you so much. Amber.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, summit, this is my first summit. I've only been coaching for like a year now. The 27th will be a year for me. So what I took from it, I got to meet Coach Tulin Emery. And I've been following her on Instagram for a good 6 months or so, I guess. And she says that you how to put yourself out there more. Like, you have to put your story out there, like where you come from, your journey, you know, where you want to go, you know, and I don't think that I do that enough, you know, because I'm still considered plus size, even after almost 90 pounds of weight loss, you know, and I guess I was ashamed, I guess a little bit, you know, like, how am I coaching and I'm still this big? But I can tell you now, my insides are probably more healthy than 20. So, but she really, really impacted me when she said that. So I guess now what's next for me is really put my story out there, where I was before, where I've been, where I'm going. And I don't know, she was my big aha, I guess. And I actually get to work with her in a challenge group in August, so I'm pretty excited. But that was just for me. Get out there, get your story out there. I mean, you can't inspire people if they don't know about you. So, and you can't motivate people. You have to live the product. You have to be. So that's, and I'm not a talker, if you can tell. But so that's me. That's what's next for me, is getting out there, getting my story out. And we're going to do big things with Beachbody. So.
Awesome. Who was it that you said it was? You cut out.
Coach Tulin Emery.
I don't know who that is.
She's she used to be a plus size model.
Okay, cool.
But now she's a Beachbody coach. She started with Shanti, and she's Shanti fanatic, but she's considered the plus size coach to go to, which I hate that word. I hate plus size. I think you are just what you are. You know, don't put a label on it or whatever. But she has a truly amazing story. And like I said, I've been following her, and she taught me, you know, she just told me, you have to get yourself out there. You can't be a recluse. You know, you can't expect to be successful in this if you, right, exactly. It doesn't matter what people think. It matters how you see yourself and where you want to go. And so she really inspired me. So like I said, this year with Beachbody is going to be really, really awesome. And I'll be at Summit next year.
Awesome. Well, I have to say congratulations on losing 90 pounds. That is such an accomplishment.
Well, thank you. It was 84 pounds in just over 8 months.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure you feel so awesome.
A million times better. You have no idea.
I lost about 60 pounds, and that weight really brings your, just being able to get up off the floor, climbing stairs, it makes a huge difference. And, you want to be able to do that stuff because, that's what you want to do. It's fun. But thank you so much for sharing that. I'm sorry, did you have something else to say? You broke up. Oh, good. Okay. Thank you so much. Really, this business is about being the product of the product at any size. You are using the products, you are seeing results, whether they are physical, mental, inside and out, and inviting people, sharing your story. Those are the things that you should be working on every single day. I wanted to know, when you decide what kind of coach you want to be, that'll decide your daily activity. So there is the discount coach. Obviously, it's someone who just wants a discount. There is the hobby coach. They share it here and there. They're not really into doing the everyday business. And then there's the business coach. I would like to know where you all are at so I can help you better on your journey, because it's really important that I do know what stage that you're at, and your upline coach, those people around you that are part of your team, to let them know what kind of coach you are. Because if you're trying to be a business coach but you're doing hobby coach activities, you're going to get frustrated. You're not going to get to where you want to be. So it's very important to distinguish what kind of coach you want to be. So just real quick, I know we only have about 4.5 minutes left, but just real quick, who's going to be a hobby coach? Who is doing, who wants to do a hobby coach thing? So I'm assuming all of you want to be business coaches. Awesome. I love it. I just got chills. Seriously, I just got chills. Make sure that your activities are lined up with your goals and what you want to accomplish. And it's really important to be able to get a good scope on what a business coach does. I was talking with Amber Scott. Do you guys know who Amber Scott is? Her name's Amber Snow. She was number 8, I believe. Was it 2013? I think it was. She was like 8 in the company. I got the privilege to actually get to know her because that's where I was staying in Summit at a house we all rented. And she had said something that she does for her, that she tells her coaches to do when they're struggling with the business side, was sharing that. And I thought it was a awesome thing to do. So basically, forget everything before the business side. Like, just think of the things after you've become a coach to work the business and on. Okay, what has it done for you? And list out 10. Oh, by the way, this is your call to action. Sorry. This is your call to action. Don't get a pencil and a paper. List out at least 10 things that this business has done for you. It could be it has afforded you to earn Shakeology every month, that you have Shakeology paid for. You can now put your kids into an extracurricular activity that you weren't able to before. Only you know what this business has done for you. When you get each one down, write a 2 to 3 sentence story about each point that you've made, each thing that has done for you in the business. You have 10 stories right there that you can share. You have 10 stories on how this business has changed your life and how, because people want to relate to you. And I know that many people out there are like, oh, you know what? An extra $100 a month would help me out so much. And so, that's where you start getting your business people in, because you're going to have a mixture of discount coaches, hobby coaches, and business coaches. And business coaches, I will tell you, they don't come as often as your discount coaches, okay? So you want to be able to cater to put yourself out there to attract those types of coaches, potential coaches, I guess you would say. And that's really important. Actually, do you guys have any questions about that? I would share, I think she said, share every 3 days, share a new story about the business, inviting people to check it out, or just however you want to place it. You guys know your audience, or if you're getting to know your audience, you'll find out by the traffic to your posts. Oh, that's another thing. Please track your posts. Go back, see what gets the most traction, see what your audience is liking and commenting on, and keep track of that and see, and get that going. I wanted to really quick, make sure you guys are going to go to Super Saturday. I think they have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So make sure you guys are getting to one of those. If not, I know they have the video when that's all over that you can replay. And creating team culture. This is just going to have to be for next week. I think it's vital to be able to create your team culture, because that is what you're going to be working with. You want people in your business. Guys, can you be quiet really quick? That's what you want